So I'm so excited to be making some sugar cookies today. I love sugar cookies, especially small batch sugar cookies. It's this perfect amount of sugar cookies in this recipe that I'm going to show you guys today. So tune in for these delicious holiday treats. Hi foodies, it's Takira with Flights and Foods, and today we'll be cooking a small batch of sugar cookies. And since it is Halloween, we'll be adding a special treat to the sugar cookies. To make these sugar cookies, you will need 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 egg, vanilla, baking soda, salt, sugar, all-purpose flour, and the Halloween candy or decoration of your choice. So first thing we do is set our oven to 350. And for my oven, you'll see that the default is 350, so I just press start on my oven. Heating up. Cut the light on. And for this recipe, again, you'll need 1 egg, and in here you'll see the brown is actually where I just added in the vanilla to the wet ingredient. And for the vanilla, you will need half a teaspoon of vanilla. So that's 1 egg, half a teaspoon of vanilla. And as a special treat, since it is Halloween season, I am going to add some Reese's Pieces into my sugar cookies. And here I have about 1/3 of a cup, but it would be a small batch of sugar cookies, about 6. It's only a couple of people in the house, so I don't like making large batches if I don't need to. So this amount of Reese's is 1/3 of a cup, which may be too much, but you can judge like how much you like to put into your recipe. And you can use any kind of treats that you like. And over here I have sugar, and the sugar is about 1/3 of a cup. Well, not about, you need 1/3 of a cup of sugar for this batch. And in here you'll see the slight discoloration because this is the flour, which for flour we have half a cup of flour. And in the flour I also put 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And with all these ingredients, we'll be making our small batch of sugar cookies today. So we've already preheated our oven to 350. So in our small bowl, we're going to stir together some melted butter, and I've melted a half a stick of butter, but it's also 4 tablespoons. So you can cut a stick in half, and then that'll be about enough. And you just want to melt the butter. So we pour the melted butter into our bowl. Next we add our sugar, and this was a 1/3 of a cup of sugar. And then we mix in our egg yolk, which also has our vanilla. And so that's 1 egg yolk and a half a teaspoon of vanilla. And as you stir, you'll see that the sugar and the egg and the vanilla are starting to cream together along with the melted butter you put in there. And you see that you'll get this consistency. And then next you want to pour the dry ingredients into the wet. And that is the flour, the baking soda, and then also the salt. And as you stir the dry ingredients into those wet ingredients, You see how it like starts to come together like a paste kind of? And this is the consistency that you'll be seeing, and it's sticking to the spoon at this point. It's not much, but we're just making a small batch. And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a few of the Reese's Pieces in. And like I said, since this is like close to Halloween season, I thought I would mix in some kind of festive candies. If you like more candies, you can put a little bit more or less depending on what you like. Because the candies, remember, will definitely make your cookies sweeter, and they're already sugar cookies. Even though we're only using 1/3 of a cup of sugar, it's a small batch, so they are going to be sweet, they're going to be sugary, they're sugar cookies. So remember that when you're adding your candies and whatever kind of candy that you're going to add to your recipe. And so this is what it looks like so far. And so what I'm going to do at this point is use a smaller spoon, which is about a teaspoon. And I'm gonna scoop some of the dough. Like if you care about the consistency, or I guess not the consistency but the shape of your dough on your cookies, what you might want to do is pop this in the fridge for a few minutes, like 10 to 15 minutes, let it firm up so you can form some nice balls, and maybe roll it out to get the shapes that you want. So what I'm gonna do, though I'm not concerned about the shape of my cookies, I'm gonna shape them on my cookie sheet. I'm gonna take a small teaspoon, and then I'm just going to drop it on my cookie sheet. And then that's kind of round, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. And I'm just going to continue to go down the sheet. I think these would do about 6 cookies, but I'm going to start small. Since I'm not doing shapes, I'm just gonna start small and then add to my cookies as I go down. I want to make sure that I have like at least 6 of these cookies on here. Looking at the dough, maybe I can get about 8, but I like them probably more about this size here. Like this is a good size and a good shape of the type of cookie I want to have. So I'm gonna shoot to do the rest of my cookies like that. So here's like all the cookies. I have about 6 cookies on the tray. And I also have, again, the Reese's Pieces for like the Halloween colors. And then what I'm gonna do now is just pop these in the oven and let these cook. And we're gonna let them cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. And then what you really want is for the edges to be kind of brown. And for those people who want their cookies soft in the middle, like once you see it's brown around the edges, you probably can take it out. So that's why it's like 10 to 12 minutes, 10 minutes if you want the middles to be kind of soft and chewy, and then the outside crunchy, or probably like 12 minutes or more if you want like a whole crunchy cookie. So we're gonna put these in that. Finger went in the cookie. So putting these in, and we got about 6 nice size cookies, and I'm gonna let these bake for about 10 to 12 minutes. And I like to do the lowest setting and then check on them, and because I don't like my stuff to overcook, so I try to do the lowest setting, and then I'll check on them as we go. I'll check on them at 10 minutes and see if I need to add or take away any time. So our cookies are done, and I'm just gonna take these out, and they look pretty good. Let's set them on top of the stove. I like my cookies to be brown on the edges. You can see they're kind of brown on the edges and kind of soft in the middle. They're soft to touch. And what I'm gonna do is let these rest for like maybe 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna move them over to a wire rack to just cool, and that allows the cookie to cool without the bottoms being too moist and getting soggy. We want the bottoms to stay crispy.
A few moments later.
Hey guys, so it's been a couple of minutes and I'm going to move the cookies to the wire rack so they can cool. And notice that I have a non-stick cookie sheet here. So if you have something that is this material that's supposed to be non-stick, make sure you're using something like I am, which is like a rubber spatula to remove your cookies. Also, something I didn't show is that I used some fat on the pan prior to putting the cookies on. So what I did is, once I used the butter and took the butter out the wrapper, I rubbed the pan with some butter, just so it won't be so the cookies won't stick. But if you like to use a spray, you can use a spray. However, on some of these non-stick pans, they will create residue over time, so I don't like to use the cooking sprays on my non-stick pans. And here are the cookies, and you'll see, like I said, the candies. They're really nice and brown around the edges and soft to touch in the middle, so I can't wait to try these guys. That, like I mentioned, you want to let your cookies cool, probably for 10 minutes or so. So I'll turn it over. You can see the bottoms are nice and brown. You want them to stay brown and crispy, so you don't want them to get kind of soggy cooling, just kind of steaming on these pans. And so that's why we use the wire rack to let them cool off. And again, like, I love doing a small batch of cookies because it's only 2 of us in the house, and so when we want something sweet, I don't want to have like 50 cookies hanging around for us to eat. So these small 3 per person batches are really good for us, just to have like as a nice snack. And so we're gonna let these cool for 10 minutes or so, and then we're gonna give them a taste.
Later.
Okay guys, so our holiday cookies are done. Since it's fall and it's close to Halloween, we did a small batch of sugar cookies with some holiday candies. These particular candies, again, are Reese's Pieces, which have chocolate coating on the outside and peanut butter in the inside, and we're gonna give these a try. Okay guys, so we're gonna give our sugar cookies a try. It was really quick and easy to make these sugar cookies. I think the whole process probably took me about 5 to 10 minutes to prep. Get all my ingredients ready. I like to portion out all of my ingredients in the bowls that you guys saw. It makes it easier when you're baking or cooking anything. And then the whole process, starting from the combining the ingredients and the cooking process all together, maybe took another 20 minutes or so, just because the cooking time for the cookies are 10 to 12 minutes depending on your preference. 10 minutes if you like them very soft and cake-like, gooey and chewy on the inside, and rather closer to 12 to 13, 14 minutes if you want like a nice crunchy cookie. And these cookies, we're going to break it open, and you can see it's pretty soft on the inside. I would say more closer to a chewier consistency between the chewy and the crunchy, maybe closer to a cake consistency. And as you saw, we stir our cookie batter. What you don't want to do is blend the cookies. You don't want to beat air into your cookies, or they'll taste more like a cake and they will puff up like a cake versus a cookie, and you'll see the bottom is nice and crunchy. And we're gonna give it a taste. I don't know if you guys can hear the crunch from the cookie, and then of course maybe the crunch from the candies. But the bottom of the cookie is so nice and golden brown and gives it like a nice crunch. It's really good. And it's the perfect recipe for a small batch. We were able to get about 6 cookies, then came out to about this size. So these are a pretty decent size, so I think you could even do half this or something and do like a little bit smaller cookies, especially if you want them to stretch. It depends on what your preference is, but these are perfect size for us. We can grab 1 or 2 when we want to have a nice snack or dessert after dinner. And again, these are Halloween small batch sugar cookies, which are a nice treat for any day. You can revise the candies if you like, do chocolate chips or anything to your liking. But please let us know how you like this video, how you like the recipe. Try it out. If you try it out, definitely hit us up on Instagram, tag us in your photos. We are Flights and Foods on Instagram, as well as Twitter and Facebook and all other social media. So if you guys make these cookies, like, please let us know how they come out, how you like the rest, what delicious treats you decided to include in your cookies, if you did a Halloween version or another holiday or just the plain sugar cookies. So hopefully your recipe comes out just as good as ours did today. And if you guys would like to see more of these videos or other kinds of videos, please let us know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you enjoyed it. And today we're actually collabing with another YouTuber, Debbie Doll, and we are doing this video in collaboration with her. So please check out her channel, and her information for her channel and her Instagram as well will be down in the description. So don't forget to take a look and support YouTubers, guys. So again, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Also comment and let us know the kind of content that you would like to see in the future. So thanks again for watching. This is Takira from Flights and Foods. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons.